Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today. Chapter 901, Trading. The sect master wants me to refine a batch of 9 Revolutions golden pills. What remuneration does he plan to offer? Lin Yuan asked directly, without beating around the bush. The Azure Dragon sect master is surprised that Master Yun Jinzi is not asking first about the specific number of 9 Revolutions golden pills to be refined. The Azure Dragon sect master slightly startled. I prefer to ask about the remuneration first. That way I am motivated to refine the medicine. Lin Yuan said with a smile. In fact, as long as the Azure Dragon sect master could gather the materials for the 9 Revolutions golden pills, Lin Yuan could refine any number of them. That's the case. Our association intends to hire Master Yun Jinzi to refine 29 Revolutions golden pills. As for the remuneration, how about 1 million top-grade immortal crystals? The Azure Dragon sect master pondered for a moment before speaking. 1 million top-grade immortal crystals was a colossal amount, equivalent to 10 times the wealth of an ordinary jade immortal. 500 years ago, Lin Yuan obtained the many resources prepared by Yun Jinzi for his revival, which together amounted to at most 100,000 top-grade immortal crystals. 1 million top-grade immortal crystals? Lin Yuan took an extra look at the Azure Dragon sect master. It seems the sect master doesn't have much sincerity. If this were tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years ago, refining 29 Revolutions golden pills for a remuneration of 1 million top-grade immortal crystals would indeed be a fair price. But now, the Celestial Demon War was about to start, and the value of various resources such as immortal pills was skyrocketing, especially strategic immortal pills like the 9 Revolutions golden pill. How much does Master Yun Jinzi intend to ask for? The Azure Dragon sect master asked. 10 million top-grade immortal crystals. Lin Yuan said outright. 10 million. The Azure Dragon sect master's expression soured. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association was big and wealthy enough to afford 10 million top-grade immortal crystals, but for the remuneration for refining 9 Revolutions golden pills? Or, the 9 Dragons Commerce Association could give me a piece of celestial source, which could also offset the remuneration for this batch of 9 Revolutions golden pills. Lin Yuan suddenly said. Celestial source, coming from the origin of the immortal realm, was said to be greatly beneficial for the comprehension of laws. However, only the ancestor of the immortal path and disciples under the ancestral master were allowed into the primordial lands, and celestial source was extremely scarce outside of those lands. For the past 500 years, whether overtly or covertly, Lin Yuan had not obtained even a single piece of celestial source. This was a good opportunity while helping the 9 Dragons Commerce Association refine the 9 Revolutions immortal pill, to see if he could secure a piece. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association had significant influence in the 33 immortal domains. They should possess the means to acquire celestial source. A piece of celestial source? The Azure Dragon sect master said. Master Yun Jinzi should be aware of the value of celestial source. It's too scarce, impossible to measure with immortal crystals. The 9 Revolutions golden pills I refine should be worth a piece of celestial source. Lin Yuan spoke up. I can't give celestial source, said the Azure Dragon sect master as he stood up. It seems we cannot cooperate with Master Yun Jinzi. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association could offer celestial source, but the Azure Dragon sect master did not think the remuneration for Yun Jinzi's batch of 9 Revolutions golden pills was worth it. It doesn't matter. We may cooperate in the future. Lin Yuan watched the Azure Dragon sect master leave. In another cave mansion in Kangwu Immortal City, the figure of the Azure Dragon sect master appeared. How is it? How did the negotiation with Master Yun Jinzi go? A white-haired elder beside him asked. He was also a Jade Immortal, the one who introduced Yun Jinzi to the Azure Dragon Sect Master. It didn't work out. The Azure Dragon Sect Master frowned. That Yun Jinzi asked for 10 million immortal crystals, or a piece of celestial source. 10 million immortal crystals? The white-haired elder considered. It's indeed a bit high, but given the current situation you also understand, the Celestial Demon War is approaching. It's normal for the remuneration for refining such immortal pills as 9 revolutions golden pills to increase. But 10 million immortal crystals is still too high. With those, I can completely hire those top-tier alchemy masters. The last time before the Celestial Demon War, Yun Jinzi's alchemy abilities were just SOSO, the Azure Dragon Sect Master said. In recent hundreds of years, he indeed refined a batch of fairly good quality immortal pills, but that's a recent thing. How can he compare with those top-tier alchemy masters? The medicinal pills refined by alchemy masters involve randomness, more a matter of luck and state. Perhaps he's in good form now, hence the quality of the immortal pills is also good, whereas those top-tier alchemy masters can maintain such form consistently. In the Azure Dragon Sect Master's view, Yun Jinzi is merely in good form recently. It's uncertain if he would be able to even form pills when refining 9 revolutions golden pills if his state worsens. If an alchemy master fails in alchemy, they need not take on the loss of materials, meaning the 9 Dragons Commerce Association would swallow the loss themselves. Under such circumstances, the Azure Dragon Sect Master naturally was not willing to commit too much on Yun Jinzi. I originally thought this Yun Jinzi, being new to alchemy mastery, would be more humble, but turns out he's quite greedy too, the Azure Dragon Sect Master said with an icy gaze. These alchemy masters, taking advantage of the impending Celestial Demon War, are arbitrarily raising their remuneration. They all deserve to die. A strange feeling arose in the heart of the white-haired elder beside him. Wasn't the 9 Dragons Commerce Association doing the same thing? Eagerly earning war wealth as the Celestial Demon War approached? The Azure Dragon Sect Master not agreeing to the conditions did not bother Lin Yuan too much. As his reputation as an alchemy master spread, there were often forces or powerful Jade Immortals requesting him to refine immortal pills. He did not care much about cooperation with the 9 Dragons Commerce Association. It seems Celestial Source is really hard to come by. Lin Yuan sighed. From the attitude of the Azure Dragon Sect Master, Lin Yuan could tell that the value of a piece of Celestial Source was far above 10 million immortal crystals. At least faced with a remuneration of 10 million immortal crystals, the Azure Dragon Sect Master showed contemplation, but Celestial Source? Lin Yuan saw that the other party never even considered it. Could it be that obtaining Celestial Source can only be done through plunder? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Unless absolutely necessary, Lin Yuan did not wish to do so. It would create too much noise. Currently, Lin Yuan had yet to grow to the strength where he could be invincible in the immortal realm, preferring to remain low profile. Just as Lin Yuan was pondering, his expression shifted ever so slightly. Master! Yun Jinzi appeared. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall is looking for you. Flying Immortal Hall is an important part of Kangwu Immortal City, responsible for the Cave Mansion area, and its Hall Master is one of the magnates of the Immortal City, second only to the few people in high position below the City Lord. What's more important is that compared to a Jade Immortal level power like the 9 Dragons Commerce Association, Flying Immortal Hall is under the jurisdiction of Kangwu Immortal City, which was founded by the ancestor of the Immortal Path. The power behind the 9 Dragons Commerce Association is the 9 Dragon Clan Jade Immortals, while the power behind Kangwu Immortal City is the ancestor of the Immortal Path. Swoosh! Quickly, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall appeared before Lin Yuan. Master Yun Jinzi. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall smiled as he looked at Lin Yuan. Hall Master. Lin Yuan nodded. His attitude toward the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall was somewhat better than toward the Azure Dragon Sect Master of 9 Dragons Commerce Association. After all, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall is a magnate of Kangwu Immortal City, where Lin Yuan is now residing. He has to show some courtesy. Did you come to an agreement with the Azure Dragon Sect Master recently about cooperation? The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall asked. Before visiting Lin Yuan, the Azure Dragon Sect Master had made numerous inquiries about Master Yun Jinzi's information. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall was also aware of it. No agreement was reached. Lin Yuan shook his head. Ha 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 ha, the Azure Dragon Sect Master is a bossy person. I suppose he's unwilling to suffer a loss. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall chuckled. It's probably because he didn't look favorably upon me, Lin Yuan said. Given Master Yun Jinzi's alchemy accomplishments, I can only say that the Azure Dragon Sect Master is short-sighted. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall smiled. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall pondered for a moment, then continued. Since Master Yun Jinzi didn't reach an agreement with the Azure Dragon Sect Master, why not cooperate with us at Kangwu Immortal City instead? Cooperate with you? Lin Yuan glanced at the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall, unsurprised. Given the status of the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall, coming here specially to visit him surely meant needing something. What do you need me to refine? Lin Yuan asked. Like the Azure Dragon Sect Master, it's a batch of 9 revolutions golden pills. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall said. As a strategic immortal pill, not only is it incredibly important to the 9 Dragons Commerce Association, but also to Kangwu Immortal City as well. With the imminent war between immortals and demons approaching, Kangwu Immortal City is under tremendous pressure. At this moment, one more 9 revolutions golden pill could potentially restore a Jade Immortal's full combat capabilities. How many 9 revolutions golden pills? Lin Yuan asked. For now, we temporarily need 50 pills. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall stated. 50 pills? Lin Yuan pondered. What kind of compensation does the Hall Master intend to offer? The Azure Dragon Sect Master told me that Master Yun Jinzi needs Immortal Source. Therefore, for 59 revolutions golden pills, I'm willing to offer 3 portions of Immortal Source as compensation. 3 portions of Immortal Source? Lin Yuan was mildly surprised. The value of Immortal Source, as evident from the attitude of the Azure Dragon Sect Master, could be inferred. The Azure Dragon Sect Master never even considered trading Immortal Source with Lin Yuan. Even if their cooperation could go through, it would definitely be compensated with tens of millions of Immortal Crystals. Immortal Crystals can be earned. But Immortal Source is not always obtainable. Is the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall actively offering Immortal Source as compensation? Lin Yuan didn't believe that the Hall Master couldn't come up with tens of millions of top-grade Immortal Crystals. I am very confident in Master Yun Jinzi's alchemy mastery, and our future cooperation will be plentiful. I just hope that Master will not refuse us in the future. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall spoke. Hearing these words, Lin Yuan immediately understood the Hall Master's intentions. The offering of 3 portions of Immortal Source wasn't just for this cooperation, but for potential future cooperation as well. Does the Hall Master hold me in such high regard? Lin Yuan said with a smile. I simply trust Master Yun Jinzi. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall stated, if the Master agrees, I will apply for the Immortal Source. At most, it will be delivered in half a month. No problem. Lin Yuan nodded. With the Immortal Source being voluntarily offered, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't refuse. Somewhere within a mysterious space in Flying Immortal Hall, the Hall Master's form appeared, immediately beginning the application for the transfer of Immortal Source. Hall Master, you're using 3 portions of Immortal Source, just for the compensation of Master Yun Jinzi, to refine 59 revolutions golden pills? A shadowy figure emerged beside him, incredulously asking. Immortal Source is incredibly precious, and 3 portions of Immortal Source are almost impossible to buy even with 100 million top-grade Immortal Crystals. Mainly because there are no channels to purchase Immortal Source. Even with the impending war of immortals and demons, using 3 portions of Immortal Source to refine 59 revolutions golden pills was inconceivable. Even those top-tier alchemy masters would not dare ask for this price. Do you think, Master Yun Jinzi is just an ordinary alchemy master? The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall glanced at the shadow. Ah! The shadow expressed shock. If he's not an ordinary alchemy master, then what kind of alchemy master is he? You don't understand. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall shook his head. Using 3 portions of Immortal Source to secure Master Yun Jinzi's future collaborations with our Kangwu Immortal City is in no way a losing deal. Forget it, you may leave. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall said no more. Yes. With a heart full of questions, the shadow could only retreat. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall sat alone, thinking. In the past 400 or 500 years, the quantity of high-quality immortal pills in Kangwu Immortal City has greatly increased. Even the top-tier alchemy masters would find it impossible to continuously refine so many high-quality immortal pills. And Yun Jinzi moved into the city's cave mansion 500 years ago. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall's gaze was profound. Chapter 902. The 6th Physical Body Divine Ability. Inside the A-grade cave mansion. Master. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall requests you to refine 59 revolutions golden pills. And is willing to pay with 3 shares of immortal sources as compensation? Below, Yun Jinzi asked cautiously. As the housekeeper of this cave mansion, he handled many trifling matters. Most things, Lin Yuan would not keep from Yun Jinzi. That's right. Lin Yuan nodded. His mood was quite pleasant. He had originally thought that it would be a while before he had any dealing with immortal sources, unreachable through conventional means. But the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, to actually take the initiative to use immortal sources as compensation? This indeed spared Lin Yuan a lot of trouble. At least there was no need for him to act personally. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall. Yun Jinzi thought for a moment and couldn't help saying, Master, it is said that the Azure Dragon Sect Master of the 9 Dragons Commerce Association is overbearing in his actions, but in truth, in terms of being overbearing, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall goes even further. In front of the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, not one of the 9 Jade Immortal Sect Masters of the 9 Dragons Commerce Association dares to act rashly. Having said this, Yun Jinzi continued to ponder for a while before saying, This time, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, by half selling and half giving, brought out 3 shares of immortal sources as compensation. Master still needs to be a little careful. Logically speaking, refining 59 revolutions golden pills doesn't warrant compensation with 3 shares of immortal sources, especially when the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall personally comes to the door. But such an incident has occurred, which makes Yun Jinzi faintly sense that something is not quite right. Be careful. Lin Yuan was calm in his heart. If you talk about 500 years ago, when his consciousness had just arrived in the immortal realm, facing the colossal Kangwu Immortal City, he needed to be cautious and prudent. But now, in front of Lin Yuan, almost the entire Kangwu Immortal City appeared as fragile as thin paper. Even if the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall were to scheme against Lin Yuan, it would be meaningless in front of absolute strength. Moreover, before the 3 shares of immortal sources arrived in his hands, Lin Yuan would not hand over the refined 9 revolutions golden pills. The initiative all lies with him. Not long after the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall left, a golden immortal from the Kangwu Immortal City delivered a large batch of resources, which were the main and auxiliary materials for refining the 9 revolutions golden pill. The reason why the 9 revolutions golden pill is so rare is twofold. One is that some of the main materials are scarce, and the other is that the difficulty of refining is great. As a result, there are almost no 9 revolutions golden pills circulated on the market. Whenever alchemy masters refine a 9 revolutions golden pill, either they keep it for themselves or sell it immediately. Let's begin the refining. Lin Yuan glanced at the main and auxiliary materials and decided to make it a quick battle. Other alchemy masters, even the most top-tier ones, would need to sit in meditation for at least several months to adjust their state to perfection if they wanted to start refining immortal pills at the level of the 9 revolutions golden pill. But Lin Yuan doesn't need to go through such trouble. The intensity of his 12th layer mental will allow his alchemy to proceed smoothly. Time passed. 1 month later. Inside the cave mansion, Lin Yuan opened his eyes, and in front of him the pill furnace rotated with fragrance wafting around. An ordinary mortal taking a single breath of it could extend their lifespan by hundreds of thousands of years. The 9 Revolutions Golden Pill, which can instantaneously cure all injuries at the golden immortal level, contains an immense vitality force that one can imagine. Almost done. Lin Yuan took a look and nodded slightly. In fact, refining this batch of 9 Revolutions Golden Pills was just one of the avatars he had split off. His true body and 2 great primordial spirits continued to comprehend many laws. Next, it's time to endure the heavenly tribulation. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Why is it called 9 Revolutions? It is because to become a pill it needs to go through 9 heavenly tribulations. With the endless destructive vitality in the heavenly tribulation, the pill can complete the final step of becoming a pill. And the most difficult part of refining the 9 Revolutions Golden Pill lies in the heavenly tribulation. To pass through 9 heavenly tribulations places extremely high demands on the immortal pill itself. The vast majority of 9 Revolutions Golden Pills are destroyed under the heavenly tribulation, because the various medicinal forces inside the immortal pill have not perfectly fused, unable to withstand the heavenly tribulation. Every day, a large number of immortals enter and leave Kangwu Immortal City, mostly at the Transcendence Tribulation stage and the Mahayana realm, with the occasional traces of golden immortals. Compared to the huge number of immortals, the number of golden immortals is quite scarce, and as for jade immortals? Jade immortals basically reside in the A-grade cave mansion area. They only need to approach the immortal city within a certain range to directly enter the cave mansions with their cave-dwelling jade tokens. At this very moment, a pressing force coming from between heaven and earth began to sweep down invisibly. Above the firmament, wisps of black tribulation clouds began to gather, with purple lightning rolling like dragons. What's that? Is that tribulation clouds? Is someone about to transcend the tribulation? It's not a person transcending tribulation. It's an immortal pill transcending tribulation. There's an alchemy master refining a 9 Revolutions Golden Pill. Many immortals swiftly discussed, with a minority of experienced and knowledgeable immortals immediately recognizing the source of the tribulation clouds. There are subtle differences between the tribulation clouds condensed by immortals undergoing tribulation and those by immortal pills undergoing tribulation. And immortal pills undergoing tribulation? The most famous of them are 9 Revolutions Golden Pills. This life-saving immortal pill, even powerful golden immortals and jade immortals, desire it immensely. 9 Revolutions Golden Pill, exactly. I've seen a few alchemy masters refining 9 Revolutions Golden Pills before, and many failed at the final heavenly tribulation. I wonder which alchemy master from our Kangwu Immortal City is starting the pill furnace. One by one, the immortals watched carefully, witnessing an alchemy master refining a 9 Revolutions Golden Pill. A rare scene not often observed, hoping they might gain some insights from it. 9 Revolutions Golden Pill? Is it Yun Jinzi who is refining the 9 Revolutions Golden Pill? In another A-grade cave mansion, the Azure Dragon Sect Master from the 9 Dragons Commerce Association also noticed the scent of tribulation clouds. For a jade immortal, it is easy to sense the targeted range of the tribulation clouds above the firmament, precisely over the A-grade cave mansion where Yun Jinzi is located. Chapter 903. I heard that the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall has requested Master Yun Jinzi to refine 9 Revolutions Golden Pills. The elder with white hair said. He had extensive connections and knew many secret pieces of intelligence. I'm aware of this. The Azure Dragon Sect Master nodded. After his negotiations with Yun Jinzi collapsed, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall even specifically inquired about the conditions Yun Jinzi had proposed. It seems that the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall holds Master Yun Jinzi in high regard, the white-haired elder said with a smile. With the status of the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall, he could completely invite a top-tier alchemy master to refine the 9 Revolutions Golden Pills. But in the end, he chose Yun Jinzi? The only explanation is that he sees great promise in him. How important is the 9 Revolutions Golden Pill? One would certainly have a trusted alchemy master refine it. Otherwise, if the refining fails, the loss of all the main ingredients and auxiliary herbs would be enormous. Refining the 9 Revolutions Golden Pill, approval alone isn't enough. It still requires the true strength of the alchemy master, the Azure Dragon Sect Master said indifferently. He had just failed in negotiations with Yun Junzi when the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall went to talk to Yun Junzi immediately after, which was somewhat embarrassing for the Azure Dragon Sect Master. That's true. To be successfully formed, the 9 Revolutions Golden Pill must endure 9 divine tribulations. The white-haired elder nodded. From this aspect, we can see the level of accomplishment of an alchemy master. The most top-tier alchemy masters, when refining a 9 Revolutions Golden Pill, will perfectly merge the many medicinal qualities within it, easily transcending the 9 divine tribulations. Slightly lesser alchemy masters. Before the white-haired elder could finish, above the vault of heaven, within the dark tribulation clouds, divine tribulations began descending. Boom, boom, boom. Streaks of white, cyan, and purple lightning surged into the Grade A cave dwelling where Lin Yuan was located. In less than an instant, the 9 divine tribulations ended one after another, and the dark tribulation clouds above the heavens began to dissipate. Rich pill fragrances faintly spread to nearly half of Kangwu Immortal City. Was it a successful refining? The white-haired elder was taken aback. 9 rounds of the divine tribulation had descended perfectly, and the scent of pills emanating outwards meant that the refining of 9 Revolutions Golden Pills had been successful. This batch of 9 Revolutions Golden Pills refined by Master Yun Jinzi is of very high quality, a level that many top-tier alchemy masters may not be able to achieve, the white-haired elder said as he gently inhaled the pill fragrance. Although he was not an alchemy master himself, he was still quite familiar with many immortal pills. The fleeting fragrance emitted by the 9 Revolutions immortal pills upon their formation indicated the quality of the refining. Very high quality? The Azure Dragon Sect Master beside him fell silent. Despite his reluctance to believe it, he had come to a similar conclusion. Azure Dragon Sect Master, you should have agreed to Master Yun Junzi's conditions. A mere tens of millions of top-grade immortal crystals are nothing. If the 29 Revolutions Golden Pills that are refined are all of this quality, it will definitely be a huge profit, the white-haired elder said in a low voice. Even among 9 Revolutions Golden Pills, they are of different grades according to quality. The highest quality 9 Revolutions Golden Pills can instantly heal all injuries of a golden immortal and also have a great effect on jade immortals. For alchemy masters, occasionally refining 1 or 2 9 Revolutions Golden Pills might involve an element of luck and state of mind. But refining a batch of extremely high-quality 9 Revolutions Golden Pills is wholly a testament to one's own strength. From this batch of 9 Revolutions Golden Pills refined by Yun Jinzi, it is apparent that Yun Jinzi's alchemical accomplishments far exceed those of ordinary alchemy masters. Weren't you saying that Yun Jinzi was just an ordinary alchemy master? The Azure Dragon Sect Master frowned, looking at the white-haired elder. If the white-haired elder had made it clear that Yun Jinzi was also a top-tier alchemy master, he might have agreed to Yun Jinzi's terms. I really didn't know. The white-haired elder felt a bit helpless. Who could have anticipated that Yun Jinzi, who had disappeared for nearly 10 million years, would have made such leaps and bounds in his alchemical skills? And now, the white-haired elder looked at the Azure Dragon Sect Master tentatively. Contact Master Yun Jinzi for me again. Tell him I've agreed to all his terms, the Azure Dragon Sect Master said immediately. Although he hadn't reached a cooperation with Yun Jinzi previously, the Azure Dragon Sect Master felt that Yun Jinzi would not be averse to top-grade immortal crystals. The reward for refining 29 Revolutions Golden Pills is 10 million top-grade immortal crystals, which even a top-tier alchemy master would find hard to refuse. Okay, I'll try. The white-haired elder nodded. Grade A cave dwelling. Lin Yuan looked at the 13 round, golden immortal pills in front of him. The rich life force circulated within each immortal pill. Is this the 9 Revolutions immortal pill? Lin Yuan was also refining such a high-level pill for the first time, observing it carefully for a while. With one furnace able to refine 13 9 Revolutions Golden Pills, The main ingredients and auxiliary herbs were used to their full potential, Lin Yuan thought. Normally, even the topmost alchemy masters couldn't possibly utilize every bit of medicinal power. A furnace of 9 revolutions golden pills might at most form 5 or 6 pills. The rest of the medicinal properties would be wasted. But Lin Yuan was different, even if it was just a trivial incarnation. His spiritual will was such that he could perfectly use every bit of the medicinal power for solidifying pills. That's why there were 13 9 revolutions golden pills from one furnace. Based on my current rate of pill formation, the batch of main ingredients and auxiliary herbs given to me by the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall could fully be refined into more than 109 revolutions golden pills. A smile emerged on Lin Yuan's face. The agreement between the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall and him was to refine 59 revolutions golden pills with that batch of main ingredients and auxiliary herbs. Lin Yuan could refine over 109 revolutions golden pills. After giving the 50 agreed upon to the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, he could naturally keep the rest for himself. And this, for Lin Yuan, was a huge amount of cultivation resources. With the rarity of 9 revolutions golden pills, Lin Yuan could completely use barter to exchange for resources like immortal origin that weren't circulated in the market. Alchemy is truly a lucrative affair. Lin Yuan felt quite moved in his heart. This time he only spent a month on alchemy, and it was just a month for an incarnation, but he harvested more than a dozen top-quality 9 revolutions golden pills which could sell for tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of top-grade immortal crystals on the market. Such an efficiency in amassing wealth, even plundering couldn't compare. Not to mention the many risks and hidden dangers that come with plundering. Master! After completing a furnace of 9 revolutions golden pills, Lin Yuan received a request to meet from Yun Jinzi. What is it? Lin Yuan appeared on the throne, looking down at Yun Jinzi below. That Azure Dragon sect master wants to meet with Master again, saying he agrees to the conditions and is willing to offer 10 million immortal crystals just for Master to help him with the alchemy. Yun Jinzi immediately reported. All conditions are agreed upon? Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The conditions have changed now. If the 9 Dragons Commerce Association wants me to personally refine 29 revolutions golden pills, they need to pay out 50 million top-grade immortal crystals as remuneration, Lin Yuan said. Just now, after Lin Yuan successfully refined the 9 revolutions golden pills, at least dozens of powers from the 33 immortal domains requested his help in refining 9 revolutions golden pills. Lin Yuan no longer cared about the mere 10 million top-grade immortal crystals from the Azure Dragon Sect Master. Yes. Yun Jinzi nodded. His figure disappeared on the spot to reply to the Azure Dragon Sect Master. Cave Cultivation Area. Lin Yuan was mainly observing the irregular crack above the vault of heaven, with a small part of his mind and energy devoted to contemplating the palm-sized divine skill imprint deep within his body, made up of endless mysterious runes. This divine skill imprint represented Lin Yuan's 6th physical body divine ability. During this sojourn in the immortal realm, re-walking the path of martial Tao with the foundation of this flesh and blood lineage, he unearthed this martial divine ability. Compared to the previous 5 physical body divine abilities, the 6th divine ability that Lin Yuan awoke was more extreme. Finally, I've completely penetrated the insights of this divine skill imprint. Inside Lin Yuan, that deep and complicated divine skill imprint seemed to hold no more secrets, its many mysteries fully revealed in Lin Yuan's eyes. To bring a physical body divine ability back to the main universe, one must fully comprehend the corresponding divine skill imprint. And just now, Lin Yuan had completely penetrated the insights of this divine skill imprint. Among the many physical body divine abilities that Lin Yuan controlled, the longest contemplation time was spent on this particular divine ability, taking a full 500 years. This divine ability. Lin Yuan extended his right hand. A breath that shook the soul coiled around his fingertips. Chapter 904 The Origin of Immortals. It's not accurate to say that Lin Yuan comprehended this divine skill imprint within 500 years. It took specifically 490 years, and Lin Yuan wasn't fully devoted to its comprehension. Apart from understanding the spacetime rule among many other rules and perfecting the martial Tao at the level 11 perfect standard among many aspects, the real mental and energy effort Lin Yuan spent on this divine skill imprint was only about 1/50th. Yet, even so, it also shows how extraordinary this divine skill imprint is. With Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding, even just 1/50th took nearly 500 years to fully understand. Divine skill. Tear sky. Lin Yuan looked at the aura winding through his fingers. The sixth physical body divine ability, named Tear sky, is purely and extremely a combative divine skill. Lin Yuan's fifth physical body divine ability, named World, is also a combative skill, but it includes a suppressing effect that envelopes all enemies within its external range, causing them to be suppressed. But the divine skill, Tear sky? It only has one effect, that is to tear everything apart, to shatter everything. In terms of sheer individual killing power, the prowess of divine skill, Tear sky, even surpasses World. After all, even the final self-exploding move of divine skill World targets a group range. While divine skill, Tear sky, targets only a single point, or a line, the ultimate killing power made even Lin Yuan somewhat shocked. Since Lin Yuan awakened this physical body divine ability, he had not used it fully, fearing its destructive power was too great and would attract the attention of ancestor of the immortal path. If measured by the battle strength standards of the main world, the limit of this divine skill's power should reach between 400,000 to 500,000. Lin Yuan estimated in his mind. It is worth noting that the measurement standards here with level 11 perfect as the basic unit, which is 1. After Lin Yuan entered level 11, the upper limit of his battle strength is 10,000, and his subsequent strength increases rapidly, reaching at most tens of thousands. The explosive instant power emitted by the external world's self-explosion is roughly around 300,000. But divine skill Tear sky, erupting directly with the battle strength of 400,000 to 500,000? The threshold battle standard for 12 layers ultimate is only about 1 million. Too extreme. Lin Yuan continued to observe the essence of divine skill, Tear sky. The previous 5 physical body divine abilities all enhanced various aspects, but Tear sky, only destruction. Unfortunately, in the short term, I can only exert one strike of Tear sky. Lin Yuan thought to himself. This is quite normal. Divine skill Tear sky allows Lin Yuan to deliver a blow that surpasses his own strength by many folds. If he could use it at will, Lin Yuan himself would be afraid. Among the 3 Dao-protecting secret skills of the Shenhuang lineage, the Shenhuang One Strike at a perfect level only allows Lin Yuan a constant 6 times his battle strength, and it is based on a huge consumption. While divine skill Tear sky, far more than 60 or 600 times the strength burst. The battle strength jumping from 300,000 to 400,000 or 500,000 seems to increase by less than 1 time, but the actual gap in between is unimaginable. Regrettably, divine skill, Tear sky, cannot be overlaid with divine skill World, otherwise. Lin Yuan sighed. These 2 divine skills are both combative and cannot be fused together. However, Lin Yuan is already very satisfied. Whether it is divine skill World, or divine skill, Tear sky, their prowess is not fixed, but depends on Lin Yuan himself. Divine skill World depends on Lin Yuan's internal world. Divine skill, Tear sky, depends on Lin Yuan's essence of life. It will increase alongside Lin Yuan becoming stronger. Half a year later, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall visited again. Ha 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 ha, Master Yunjinzi. Did you call me here because the 9 Revolutions golden pills are all refined? Flying Immortal Hall's Hall Master laughed heartily. Every time Lin Yuan successfully refined a 9 Revolutions golden pill, it would cause a heavenly phenomenon with dense tribulation clouds, from which the Flying Immortal Hall's Hall Master could infer the quality of the resulting pills. Task fulfilled. Lin Yuan stretched out his right hand, and a green gourd appeared in front of the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall carefully opened the gourd, pouring out a golden immortal pill, and scrutinized it for a while. Very good indeed. This 9 Revolutions Golden Pill is definitely among the highest quality of all the 9 Revolutions Golden Pills I have ever seen," declared the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, thoroughly satisfied. He specially half-bartered, half-gifted, using 3 parts immortal source as compensation, requesting Lin Yuan for alchemy, not just assuming that Yun Jinzi's alchemy skills were as simple as they appear. Now it seems the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall clearly bet correctly. Just the highest quality 9 Revolutions Golden Pill currently before him was enough to show that Lin Yuan's alchemy skills surpassed those of an alchemy master. There are 59 Revolutions Golden Pills in there. I hope the Hall Master will count them," Lin Yuan said. Inside the green gourd were the 59 Revolutions Golden Pills traded to the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall. In this alchemy session, Lin Yuan produced a total of 132 pills. Aside from these 50, Lin Yuan secretly took away 82 9 Revolutions Golden Pills. Ha 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 ha. Yun Jinzi is so straightforward in handing all the 9 Revolutions Golden Pills to me. Aren't you afraid I'll just turn around and leave? A smile appeared on view on WordPress. The first is the ancestor of the immortal path. The second is the ancestor of the demon abyss. Ha ha ha. Thank you, Master Yun Jinzi, for your trust. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall was also in good spirits, unaware that if he dared to turn around and leave, it would undoubtedly be a situation where even the Ancestral Master could not save him. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall thought that Lin Yuan really trusted him. This is the tripartite immortal source. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall flipped his hand and took out a black wooden box, which hovered in midair and came in front of Lin Yuan. This. Lin Yuan's heart slightly stirred. The moment the wooden box appeared, Lin Yuan faintly felt an inexplicable aura, as if it was the origin of everything, the beginning of all things. Lin Yuan caught the box, just about to open it. Master Yun Jinzi, please don't open it for now. Seeing this, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall hurriedly reminded. Once an immortal source is revealed, it begins to dissipate. It is best if Master Yun Jinzi waits until the official use of the immortal source to open the box. Otherwise it's a bit of a waste. The immortal source comes from the origin of the immortal realm, and once it leaves the primordial lands, it will irreversibly dissipate. The wooden box fundamentally helps to isolate the immortal source from the outside, stopping its dissipation. So that's how it is. Lin Yuan nodded. Although he had the memories of Yun Jinzi, he was not very familiar with such rare treasures as the immortal source. Next, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall further requested Lin Yuan to refine several types of immortal pills. For this Lin Yuan naturally agreed. After all, he wasn't refining for nothing. Kangwu Immortal City would provide compensation satisfactory to Lin Yuan. Is the demand for immortal pills by the Immortal City so huge because of the war between immortals and demons? Lin Yuan asked. Through conversations with the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, Lin Yuan subtly realized that Kangwu Immortal City was placing extraordinarily high importance on this war between immortals and demons. Kangwu Immortal City, as one of the 33 immortal domains, has experienced countless wars between immortals and demons. For most Jade immortals, such wars are a significant threat, with the possibility of falling at the hands of those demons. But for the Immortal City, since the first war between immortals and demons began, it has never been heard that any immortal city was breached by demons. This war between immortals and demons is expected to be far more brutal than usual. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall hesitated for a while and said in a low voice, "This news has not yet been made public. Only giants of the Immortal City like the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall know about it." If it weren't for Lin Yuan asking, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall would not mention it. After all, the impact is too significant. A normal war between immortals and demons already chills the spines of those golden immortals and jade immortals. How many golden and jade immortals might die in a far more brutal war? Far more. Lin Yuan listened. Yes. Master Yun Jinzi should know that the so-called war between immortals and demons is mainly caused by demons from the demon abyss invading. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall said, "The reason the demons invade is because part of the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss briefly revives. leading to an endless incursion of demons into the immortal realm. In the past, the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss, though it would revive, at most only revives to about 10%, but in this war between immortals and demons, the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss might revive to 50 or 60%. The hall master of the flying immortal hall spoke gravely. 50 or 60% consciousness? Lin Yuan's expression also became solemn. Such a degree of consciousness revival, the ancestor of the demon abyss might interfere with the immortal realm. Then, the many immortals of the immortal realm, not only are they facing endless demons, but they may also face the ancestor of the demon abyss who is a level 12 ultimate. However, if the ancestor of the demon abyss intervenes, the ancestor of the immortal path would definitely not just watch. A direct confrontation between two level 12 ultimates will make this war between immortals and demons intricately complex. Let's hope we can smoothly get through this war between immortals and demons. The hall master of the flying immortal hall sighed and then rose to leave. War between immortals and demons? Lin Yuan sat and contemplated for a while. The war between immortals and demons doesn't affect him much. He can simply hide if it becomes too much. Let's see what exactly the immortal source is. Lin Yuan's figure disappeared from the spot. Cave cultivation area. Lin Yuan sits cross-legged, a black wooden box quietly hovering in front of him. What a peculiar feeling. Lin Yuan was amazed. Even with the wooden box isolating the inside from outside, he could feel a special sensation. After observing for a while, Lin Yuan slowly opened the wooden box. A mysterious aura began to emit. Lin Yuan looked inside the wooden box, and his expression slightly changed. This? Chapter 905 Hope. The black wooden box appears to be just a wooden box on the surface, containing 3 portions of immortal essence. But in fact, it is made up of layers of sealing techniques, completely isolating the inside and outside of the box, including space and causality. Only thus can the dispersion of immortal essence be minimized as much as possible. In terms of value, not to mention the immortal essence within the wooden box, just the box itself, is worth no less than 100,000 top-grade immortal crystals, equivalent to the entire fortune of a common jade immortal. Inside the black wooden box, there lies a fist-sized crystal with points of light circulating inside, resembling endless stars. As the seal on the wooden box is opened, the crystal begins to emit strands of aura, spreading in all directions, faintly enveloping Lin Yuan in a mysterious universe. And within this universe, the fluctuations of many great rules ripple towards him like waves. Lin Yuan's mind is shaken. The experience he is undergoing is like a person who has been thirsty for dozens of days suddenly plunging into water, the longed-for source of water rushing endlessly towards him. You're against heaven's understanding. Observing the mysterious origin source boosts your comprehension of various fundamental rules. In almost an instant, Lin Yuan immerses himself in cultivation, the spatiotemporal fusion rule, among many other pillar-level fusion rules, visibly accelerating. Half a day later, Lin Yuan looks at the immortal essence in front of him, now reduced in size, and quickly closes the wooden box. Instantly, the inside and outside of the wooden box are isolated, stopping the dispersion of the immortal essence's aura, and everything returns to normal. This immortal essence, coming from the origin of the immortal realm, is condensed from the auras of the primordial lands. Once it arrives in the outside world, losing the condensing environment, the immortal essence will evaporate, disperse, and the aura of the immortal realm's origin source, dispersed by the evaporation, briefly replicates the environment of the origin of the immortal realm. Lin Yuan's eyes sparkle, just like water turns into ice in a sub-zero environment. But as soon as it returns to above zero, the ice turns back into water again. The immortal essence works on a similar principle. Simply put, just now, Lin Yuan, in effect, briefly cultivated at the origin of the immortal realm. The feeling of the great principles raining down aids Lin Yuan far more than when other jade immortals ponder the immortal essence. After all, Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding gives him a cultivation speed that far surpasses other jade immortals. The same apple hitting on the head, Some people only feel the apple is really hard, or that it's not tasty. But others can directly understand some fundamental nature of the universe. This is the difference in understanding. The brief environment formed by the dispersal of immortal essence gives Lin Yuan incredible gains. Just in that short half-day, Lin Yuan feels he has advanced further in understanding the spatiotemporal fusion rule, and so it is with the other pillar-level fusion rules. If it was just accelerating the understanding of rules, it wouldn't have shaken Lin Yuan so much. After all, with his against heaven's understanding, even without the immortal essence, he would eventually comprehend what needs to be comprehended, just taking more time. However, through just that brief comprehension of the immortal essence, Lin Yuan, including the spatiotemporal fusion rule, has all rules progressing simultaneously, feeling like all the myriad principles unify into one, akin to chaos. Chaos rule. Lin Yuan's spirit soars. So far, Lin Yuan hasn't been sure about comprehending the chaos rule at level 11. As there's no direction given, even Shen Huang and the demonic Jade Tower Master can provide no guidance. What Lin Yuan can do is to understand as many great principles as possible. But just now, Lin Yuan finally sensed the feeling of everything returning to chaos. Immortal essence. Immortal essence can help me comprehend the chaos rule. Lin Yuan thinks to himself, comprehending the chaos rule at level 11 not only massively boosts his strength, but also greatly enhances the probability when reaching the ultimate phase. Compared to the former, Lin Yuan values the latter more. Unfortunately, the immortal essence is consumed too quickly. Lin Yuan looks at the wooden box in front of him. It has shrunk after being opened just for a short half-day. If he keeps comprehending without restraint, probably in just over 10 days, the 3 portions of immortal essence would be completely dissipated. No wonder the hall master of the flying immortal hall told me to open the wooden box only when I'm comprehending in cultivation. Lin Yuan muses to himself. Even if it's just opened briefly, the consumption of immortal essence would reach 1 in 100,000, 1 in 10 million, which is a definite loss. The following cultivation, only at critical moments can I rely on immortal essence, other times it's normal comprehension. Lin Yuan looks up at the irregular cracks in the sky. Additionally, try to obtain more immortal essence. If there is ample immortal essence, Lin Yuan's cultivation speed would definitely surpass the current, and comprehending the chaos rule would no longer be a mere wish. Does Heavenly Water Holy Palace also want the master to concoct a batch of 9 revolutions golden pills? They're only willing to offer 20 million top-grade immortal crystals. Too stingy. Just refuse them. Songlio Palace wants the master to concoct a life and death reincarnation pill, offering 30 million top-grade immortal crystals as the reward? The life and death reincarnation pill is even rarer than the 9 revolutions golden pill. The alchemy master would also need to undergo life and death risks to concoct it. Just 30 million top-grade immortal crystals? I don't even feel like refusing. Sun Moon Sect is willing to offer 1 portion of immortal essence, asking the master to start the furnace once. This could be considered, the master said, those involving immortal essence shouldn't be so easily refused. Inside the Great Hall, Yun Jinzi looks at the letters from various forces, quickly glancing through, rejecting all those without sincerity. Ever since Lin Yuan successfully concocted the first batch of 9 revolutions golden pills, inciting the descent of heavenly tribulation, and eventually the successful formation of pills, his reputation as the topmost alchemy master has truly spread widely. Chapter 906. For this reason, many forces in the 33 immortal domains, and even forces from the wilderness regions beyond the 33 immortal domains, wish to request Lin Yuan's help with alchemy. After all, in the immortal realm, the importance of an alchemy master is undeniable, with various kinds of immortal pills becoming an indispensable part of all immortals' lives. For many immortals, the significance of immortal pills even exceeds that of immortal artifacts. Master, what kind of power is it actually? Yun Junzi quickly finished reading all the letters, and couldn't help but think of his attempt to seize Lin Yuan's body, invading Lin Yuan's spirit world, and seeing that towering, high and mighty hazy figure. Yun Jinzi's initial reaction was to wonder if he had tried to seize the body of an ancestral master, because aside from an ancestral master, at the level of a Jade Immortal, whose spiritual will could make him feel so hopeless? However, ever since I started serving my master, my strength and realm have indeed improved a lot. Yun Jinzi composed himself, realizing that in the past 500 years, even the things that slipped through Lin Yuan's fingers had benefited him greatly, especially when Lin Yuan occasionally produced waste pills during alchemy. The waste pills defined by Lin Yuan were, in Yun Jinzi's eyes, already of decent quality. Inside the cave mansion, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, space slightly twisted in all directions. When comprehending the rules and the Grand Tao, even though Lin Yuan tried to reduce his interference with the surroundings as much as possible, he could not completely stop it. In the past 500 years, under the subtle influence of Lin Yuan, the space of the entire cultivation area had expanded countless times. The grand spatial temporal maze spread out, centered around Lin Yuan, filling every inch of space in the cultivation area. However, only Lin Yuan could enter the cultivation area. Yun Jinzi was occasionally able to approach, but since the latter bore Lin Yuan's aura seal, he wasn't affected much. One day, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall paid a visit to Lin Yuan. Ha ha ha, Master Yun Jinzi. I wonder if you're still interested in crafting another batch of 9 Revolutions golden pills? The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall asked with a smile, having found that the effects of the 59 Revolutions golden pills that Lin Yuan had previously crafted were even better than imagined after detailed evaluation upon return. It would be an honor. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The trade with the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall was very straightforward, and he was even paid in origin source for alchemy. Lin Yuan naturally would not refuse. Next, the two discussed the details of alchemy, and Lin Yuan asked, "Does the Hall Master have any channels to purchase origin source?" For Lin Yuan, he naturally could never have too much origin source, yet apart from a few powers like the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall who were willing to trade origin source as payment, others only offered top-quality immortal crystals or other precious resources in exchange for his alchemy. The Master desires origin source? Surprise appeared on the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall's face. According to the origin source traded with Lin Yuan, it should have been enough for the cultivation of a normal jade immortal. The consumption of origin source is not a matter of more being better. The environment briefly formed when origin source dissipates can pose a risk of becoming Tao for a long time, even for a jade immortal. The so-called becoming Tao means returning everything back to the grand Tao of heaven and earth. To resist the becoming Tao effect of origin source for a long time, one can only rely on the spiritual willpower of the jade immortal itself. But normally speaking, even the topmost jade immortals wouldn't dare to cultivate too long in the kind of environment created by the origin source. Of course, even if they can only engage in short-term cultivation, it is of great help to any jade immortal, which is also the reason why origin source is incredibly rare. After all, jade immortals have long lifespans, and it's nothing to them to contemplate origin source for a brief period after a long while. I will help the Master to inquire further. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall nodded. Thank you, Lin Yuan said. The two continued their conversation for a while. As if recalling something, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall spoke in a low voice. By the way, does the Master wish to hire some top jade immortals for protection? Protect myself? Lin Yuan was startled. Indeed, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall explained. With the Master's current alchemical expertise, while attracting some seekers of pills, it's certain to also draw the attention of many with ill intentions. Although the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall did not state it explicitly, his meaning was quite clear. Top alchemy masters are undoubtedly wealthy, and the wealth they accumulate is immense, attracting the notice of some formidable jade immortals. As long as one can kill a top alchemy master, the wealth obtained would be enough to support their cultivation for a lengthy period. Since ancient times, plundering has always been the quickest shortcut to amassing wealth. Lin Yuan is unwilling to plunder because alchemy is an even more efficient and safer means than plundering. But for other jade immortals that might not be the case. Would they dare to make a move in an immortal city? Lin Yuan asked. In Kangwu Immortal City, countless killing formations are laid out, and even jade immortals must tread carefully, especially so in the cave mansion area, and more so in the top-tier cave mansion where Lin Yuan resides. Being the highest-grade cave mansion in Kangwoo Immortal City, it naturally places great emphasis on safety. The Immortal City is indeed enveloped in killing formations, but they are not absolutely perfect. These formations are also laid out by Jade Immortals, so there's a possibility to unravel them, said the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall truthfully. The Immortal Realm is vast with innumerable methods. It is true that the Immortal City is backed by the Ancestral Master, but after he created irregular rifts connecting to the origin of the Immortal Realm, he stopped intervening in governance. The establishment and perfection of the Immortal City rely on many Jade Immortals. Those killing formations were created by numerous Jade Immortals, and under such circumstances, the advice from the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall is quite reasonable. If Lin Yuan were just an ordinary Jade Immortal, he wouldn't need to consider these matters. To have any hope of unraveling an Immortal City's killing formations would require significant sacrifices. The cost alone far exceeds the entire fortune of an ordinary Jade Immortal, not to mention the risk of being detected by the killing formations of the Immortal City at any time, potentially provoking a joint suppression by numerous Jade Immortals. But Lin Yuan, although it is unknown exactly how much wealth Lin Yuan has, just the earnings from refining the 9 Revolutions Golden Pill lately have far surpassed those of an ordinary Jade Immortal. So that's how it is. Lin Yuan nodded. I'll consider it. In fact, Lin Yuan does not plan to hire any top Jade Immortals to protect himself. It would be too troublesome, and there's also the risk of exposing his own secrets. The reason why the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall suggested hiring top Jade Immortals was due to being unaware of Lin Yuan's strength. The outside world only knows Lin Yuan is skilled in alchemy, a top-tier alchemy master. In fact, what Lin Yuan is best at is combat, especially since obtaining the 6th physical body divine ability, Rend Heaven. As for whether he will truly encounter plunder, Lin Yuan is somewhat looking forward to it. Who ends up plundering whom is not yet certain. On this journey through, Lin Yuan has set a tone for himself to stay as low-key as possible, but if someone actively offers themselves up, Lin Yuan can only gratefully accept. The 33 Immortal Domains. The Beizhou Immortal Domain. This is a vast immortal domain adjacent to the Shentian Immortal Domain. In the depths of an ancient mountain range, a figure in a beast robe sat cross-legged, exuding a terrifying aura from the barbarian wilderness. It was just the slaughter of one of your scions. Do you need to hunt me so persistently? You, a great city lord, with so many scions, what does killing one of them change? This figure in the beast robe shook his head slightly. Not long ago, he killed a scion of the Lord of North Cold City within the North Cold Immortal City for some crucial resource. This act directly enraged the Lord of North Cold City, who instantly had countless killing formations cover the Immortal City. If not for the beast-robed figure's innate ability to blend into formations, he likely wouldn't have escaped the North Cold Immortal City. Even so, the figure in the beast robe was still issued a warrant by the North Cold Immortal City, with all the immortal cities in the Beizhou Immortal Domain searching for him. Forget it. I cannot stay in the Beizhou Immortal Domain any longer. The figure in the beast robe thought quietly to himself. Even though his skills could allow him to escape from the warrant over and over again, he couldn't keep this up indefinitely. And as a Jade Immortal, he too needed various resources for cultivation. Being wanted throughout the entire Beizhou Immortal Domain meant that he couldn't enter those immortal cities to purchase resources. Chapter 907 Lost. Let's head to another immortal domain. The beast-robed figure made up his mind. There was no choice, as he had become thoroughly infamous within this domain. His life essence was locked on, and any action would lead to recognition by other immortals. Subsequently contacting the various immortal cities, an endless pursuit would then ensue. However, the beast-robed figure had no regrets. By killing the scion of the Lord of North Cold Immortal City, the treasure he acquired advanced his strength by several levels. Even if given another chance, the beast-robed figure would choose to kill without hesitation. Cultivation is a struggle. Struggle against other immortals, struggle against the heaven and earth. In the eyes of the beast-robed figure, those immortals without power but in control of numerous cultivation resources were his prey, the nourishment on his path of cultivation. Let's see, Which immortal domain to choose? The beast-robed figure pondered. The choice of immortal domain was crucial, at least for his continued cultivation. A top-tier alchemy master has emerged in the Shentian immortal domain? Named Yun Jinzi. Interest sparked within the beast-robed figure. Top-tier alchemy masters were all rolling in wealth. The beast-robed figure had once attempted to assassinate a top-tier alchemy master, but was thwarted by the high-level Jade Immortal the latter had hired. Top-tier alchemy masters, while in possession of vast wealth, also greatly valued their lives, willing to pay a substantial price for their protection. This Yun Jinzi, a newly emerged top-tier alchemy master, has yet to hire a top-level Jade Immortal? The beast-robed figure grew more interested. The last time Yun Jinzi made a move, nearly 10 million years had passed, and the combat power he exhibited back then was slightly above average among Jade Immortals. To the beast-robed figure, this was a plump sheep, even more enticing than the scion of the Lord of North Cold Immortal City. A top-tier alchemy master, even a newly minted one, possesses insight far surpassing an ordinary Jade Immortal. The treasure I obtained from the scion of the North Cold City Lord elevated my personal strength by several levels. There won't be any mishaps in dealing with a mere newly advanced top-tier alchemy master. The beast-robed figure was confident in himself. As for the intel that Yun Jinzi was extremely low-profile and seldom left his cave mansion, this posed no problem for the beast-robed figure. Having the audacity to assassinate a city lord scion within an immortal city, and escaping under the envelopment of numerous immortal city-killing formations, he was certain he could silently traverse the killing formations of Kangwu Immortal City and enter Yun Jinzi's cave mansion. Shentian Immortal Domain it is. The beast-robed figure stood, merged with the world, and vanished from sight. Shentian Immortal Domain was adjacent to the Beizhou Immortal Domain, the distance was not far, and with such an ideal target as Yun Jinzi, accomplishing this deed would ensure the beast-robed figure needn't worry about cultivation resources for a good while. Within the cave mansion, the cultivation area, Lin Yuan still sat cross-legged. At this moment, the void in front of him faintly distorted, and a figure appeared. It was the Taiyin primordial spirit. These are cultivation resources. Lin Yuan opened his eyes, took out a spatial ring, and floated it in front of the Taiyin primordial spirit. In fact, the Lin Yuan frequently residing within this top-tier cave mansion was not the true body, but the Taiyang divine spirit. The top-tier cave mansion in Kangwu Immortal City had an irregular fissure that connected to the origin of the immortal realm, where the ancestral master resided. Naturally, Lin Yuan would not let his true self stay here for long. In the event of any extreme situation, attracting the ancestral master's attention and losing the true body would be far more serious than losing a primordial spirit. Hence, even without any incidents for over 500 years, Lin Yuan still maintained the mode of his true body hiding in a secret place, while the Taiyang divine spirit stayed in Kangwu Immortal City, amassing numerous cultivation resources to support the true body's cultivation. The Taiyin primordial spirit's visit was to deliver the cultivation resources earned by the Taiyang divine spirit to the true body. Whoosh! The Taiyin primordial spirit took the cultivation resources and quickly disappeared within the cave mansion. Before long, the Taiyin primordial spirit arrived at a subterranean location countless billions of miles away from Kangwu Immortal City. There had formed a vast underground palace where the true body of Lin Yuan sat cross-legged at its center. Whoosh! The Taiyin primordial spirit appeared and brought out the spatial ring. Lin Yuan swallowed all the resources from the spatial ring and soon felt a slight stirring in his heart, looking in a certain direction. That was the surface above the subterranean palace, where the void faintly fluctuated and strands of black energy spread, quickly followed by the descent of 7 or 8 demonic beings. In recent decades, the impact of the demon abyss's invasion of the immortal realm has become increasingly severe, Lin Yuan thought to himself. The specific manifestation was the frequency of demonic beings appearing in the immortal realm increasing, even in the remote area that Lin Yuan had specifically chosen. If demonic beings were invading there, it was even less likely that other places were spared. Why does the ancestral master not intervene? Lin Yuan's brows furrowed, slightly puzzled. Although the ancestral master was exalted, with these demonic beings clearly already affecting the immortals of the realm, especially in the wars between immortals and demons, countless golden immortals had perished. Even jade immortals could not all avoid misfortune. With the 12th layer strength of the ancestral master, it would not be too difficult to suppress the ancestor of the demon abyss, let alone preventing these demonic beings from invading the immortal realm. Yet, time and again, wars between immortals and demons occurred. The ancestral master, residing high in the origin source, overseeing the immortals, showed no intention of taking action. Forget it. I need not consider these now. Lin Yuan reigned in his thoughts. Regardless of why the ancestral master did not prevent it, it bore little relevance to him. His current goal was to grasp as much as possible the 7th realm of time and space, as well as the fabled chaos rule. However, this temporary demon essence channel needs to be dealt with. Lin Yuan glanced at the surface, and after the arrival of the 7 or 8 demonic beings, the space gradually stabilized, and a dark portal about dozens of meters wide began to take shape. If the demon essence channel was left unchecked, it would continuously spawn demonic beings. Even if Lin Yuan's secluded underground palace remained undiscovered, once the demon essence channel expanded further, attracting attention from the jade immortals of various immortal cities, a large number of immortals would be dispatched to reseal the channel. At that time, it might be possible to discover traces of the underground palace. The demons have low intelligence, operating only on instinct. Although they are formed by the breath of the ancestor of the demon abyss, they have almost no spiritual wisdom. However, the jade immortals are different, with numerous methods at their disposal. Lin Yuan does not wish to cause any unnecessary trouble. The next moment, the Taiyin divine spirit vanished. When it reappeared, it had already reached the surface, standing before the rapidly forming demon essence channel. Oh woo! Roar! The 7 or 8 demons entering the immortal realm for the first time were exhilarated. To them, the immortal chi of the immortal realm and the blood, flesh, and souls of the immortals were incomparably delicious, especially the flesh of the jade immortals, which was an ultimate nourishment. Every demon that invades the immortal realm, as long as they can return to the demon abyss safely, their strength would increase by dozens or even hundreds of times. However, before these 7 or 8 demons could get a clear view of their surroundings, their consciousness began to plummet into darkness rapidly, and their flesh and souls were reduced to the most primal demonic chi. Is this demonic chi the breath of the ancestor of the demon abyss? Using the primal force, Lin Yuan Taiyin divine spirit reverted the demon's flesh and souls back to their origin, turning them into these insignificant wisps of demonic chi. Ancestor of the demon abyss. Lin Yuan observed carefully for a while, allowing these wisps of demonic chi to dissipate. Being of the 12th and ultimate tier, it's not necessarily a good idea to retain even a trace of the opponent's demonic chi. Especially recently, the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss is about to reawaken, and it's possible that up to 60% of its consciousness will return. At this time, any trace of demonic chi might become a beacon for the ancestor of the demon abyss. Demon abyss. Lin Yuan looked at the dark channel before him. At this moment, with a thought, the space-time around the channel began to collapse, and the demon essence channel also began to rapidly disintegrate. Once I attain the 7th realm of space-time comprehension, it might be worth a visit to the demon abyss. Lin Yuan thought to himself that with the 7th realm of space-time comprehension, he could be confident in preserving his life even in the 12th tier path-splitting realm, considering the peculiar nature of the demon abyss's existence. If possible, Lin Yuan would naturally dive in for a deep exploration. Moments later, the demon essence channel in front of him completely collapsed, as if it never existed. Seeing this, Lin Yuan finally turned and left. The disappearance of the demon essence channel was actually quite normal. For the numerous demons within the demon abyss, it was a common occurrence. If one channel disappeared, they would just move on to the next. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, 10 years went by. In Kangwu Immortal City, within the cave mansion area, the figure in the beast robe, now taking the form of a slender golden immortal, appeared in front of the flying immortal hall. That place should be Yun Jinzi's cave mansion. The figure in the beast robe glanced at the cave mansion area. The 33 immortal domains are vast and boundless. Even though the Beizhou immortal domain borders the Shentian immortal domain, it took the figure in the beast robe a full 10 years to reach Kangwu immortal city. 10 years have passed. Does Yun Jinzi still have no intention of hiring top-level Jade Immortals to protect him? A flicker of surprise crossed the face of the figure in the beast robe. Over the 10 years, he never ceased to monitor intelligence on Yun Jinzi, but he had never heard of any top-level Jade Immortals being employed by him. Is it confidence in the Immortal City's protective formation, or has he secretly hired them without my knowledge? The figure in the beast robe couldn't be bothered to ponder any further. Since he had come here, it meant that he was determined to succeed. Even if Yun Jinzi had already hired top-level Jade Immortal protection, he would still make his move to assassinate him. Compared to his last attempt, after obtaining that treasure from the heir of the Lord of North Cold City, the figure in the beast robe considered his strength to have greatly increased. Confident that he could swiftly kill Yun Jinzi even under the protection of a top-level Jade Immortal. The Immortal City's formation? The figure in the beast robe arrived at the entrance to the cave mansion area and smiled faintly. His figure merged with the heaven and earth, silently infiltrating the area. Passing by mansion after mansion, the figure in the beast robe finally arrived in front of a first-class mansion. This mansion was the one Lin Yuan was staying in. This Yun Jinzi must have a close relationship with the higher-ups of the Immortal City. I can feel the formation pressure in this area is much higher, said the figure in the beast robe with a slightly solemn expression. But it doesn't matter much. He could almost ignore the Immortal City's formation entirely because of his acute mastery over spacetime. No formation can exist without spacetime. By mastering spacetime, most formations in the world become meaningless. Spacetime. The eyes of the figure in beast robe faintly glowed whitish, and then he merged into the first-class mansion. Yun Jinzi should be in the cultivation area. After he infiltrated the mansion, the figure in the beast robe quickly surveyed the surroundings and then headed towards the cultivation area. Soon, the figure in the beast robe arrived at the entrance of the core area. Yun Jinzi. Excitement flickered across the face of the figure in the beast robe. Having infiltrated this far without triggering any alarms made him almost certain of his success in assassinating Yun Jinzi. Whoosh! The next moment, the figure in the beast robe disappeared again, entering the cultivation area of the mansion. Like a pebble dropping into the endless ocean, the figure in the beast robe, who had finally entered the core area, suddenly found that the world around him had changed. A vast realm of endless layers of spacetime, so immense that the figure could see no end to it. What is this? The figure in the beast robe was stunned and looked around repeatedly. An inconceivable thought surged in his mind at that moment. Had he lost his way? Chapter 908. The Descent of Demon Abyss. Where is this place? The figure in the beast robe was somewhat bewildered. He remembered that he had secretly intruded into the training area of Yun Jinzi's cave mansion. But now, all around, heaven and earth, vast and boundless. The first thought of the figure in the beast robe was whether he had fallen into some kind of illusionary array. But he immediately dismissed the idea. Even the most powerful illusionary array is, after all, just an illusion. Deceiving the perception of an ordinary Jade Immortal was one thing. But for him, a Jade Immortal, the incredibly realistic space-time fluctuations all around him, made the figure in the beast robe realize this was not an illusion at all. It was real space-time. Jezi world. This is a Jezi world created by a top Jade Immortal. The figure in the beast robe finally remembered something. Top Jade Immortals, when comprehending the mysteries of spacetime and spending long periods in seclusion, could affect the area, causing phenomena similar to a spatial temporal maze to form. This is the Jezi world. However, in the knowledge of the figure in the beast robe, even the Jezi worlds formed by the ancestor of the Immortal Path's direct disciples, who were in seclusion for years, were at most a few thousand or 10,000 miles in range. How could it be as vast and endless as it is now? This is also why the figure in the beast robe did not initially think of the Jezi world. The Jezi world before him differed too greatly from the normal Jezi world. What kind of existence could form a Jezi world on such a scale? The figure in the beast robe's mind trembled. Although there was no set standard for the size of a Jezi world, it must relate to the depth of the original Jade Immortal's comprehension of space-time mysteries. Normally speaking, the more vast the Jezi world and the more complex the spatial temporal maze, the more terrifying the original Jade Immortal's insight into the mysteries of space-time. And who could correspond to the Jezi world in front of him? The figure in the beast robe dared not imagine. Rumbling. Before the figure in the beast robe could make any movement, the space-time around him began to ripple, and like a lone boat in the vast sea, he was submerged under the sea in an instant. Which number is this? In the center of the training area, Lin Yuan opened his eyes, with all the numerous treasures and battle loot from the figure in the beast robe appearing before him. Ever since 10 years ago, when he revealed his skills as a top alchemy master, every so often, there would be mysterious Jade Immortals secretly infiltrating his cave mansion. Wishing to ascend to the heavens in one step, to slay him, this top alchemy master, and obtain massive wealth. But unfortunately, most of these mysterious Jade Immortals couldn't even withstand the spatial temporal maze unintentionally influenced by Lin Yuan while he comprehended the space-time rule, let alone survive. They provided Lin Yuan with a windfall. Those mysterious Jade Immortals who had the capability to traverse the defenses of the Immortal City's killing arrays were undoubtedly powerful, at least starting from top Jade Immortals, and their true combat power was terrifying, far surpassing Jade Immortals like Yun Jinzi. Such Jade Immortals naturally possessed significant wealth. One alone could suffice for Lin Yuan to refine numerous immortal pills. This is even more efficient than alchemy, Lin Yuan thought to himself, but also understood that the benefits brought by alchemy were long-term and stable. As for these mysterious Jade Immortals infiltrating his cave mansion, in the short term one might come after another, but over time, with Lin Yuan remaining unscathed, other Jade Immortals with designs on Lin Yuan would start to sense something amiss. A large number of mysterious Jade Immortals dying within Lin Yuan's cave mansion, even if not spread outside. But Lin Yuan's being alive and well was proof enough. Being able to cultivate to a Jade Immortal, none were fools. They would certainly deduce that Lin Yuan had an unpredictable trump card. Let's take a look at these battle loots. Lin Yuan diverted a shred of his mind to take stock of the numerous treasures obtained from the figure in the beast robe. Flying Immortal Hall. The Hall Master's expression changed slightly, as his gaze turned toward the Grade A cave mansion area, specifically, to the Grade A cave mansion where Lin Yuan resided. Another Jade Immortal has infiltrated Master Yun Jinzi's cave mansion? The Flying Immortal Hall Master had long been used to this. The Flying Immortal Hall is an essential institute of the Kangwu Immortal City, having absolute control over all the array and killing formations in the cave mansion area. Moreover, due to the cooperative relationship with Lin Yuan, the Flying Immortal Hall Master had long focused the large array in the cave mansion area, particularly on Lin Yuan's mansion. Those Jade Immortals who quietly infiltrated Lin Yuan's cave mansion, believing themselves to be silent, but a good number were detected in advance by the Flying Immortal Hall Master. When the Flying Immortal Hall Master first discovered a mysterious Jade Immortal infiltrating Lin Yuan's cave mansion, he was extremely nervous, immediately mobilized all the array formations in the cave mansion area to lock down space-time, and then rushed to the outside of the cave mansion in person to probe whether Lin Yuan was still there at the time, only to see Lin Yuan emerge unharmed from the cave mansion, clearly stating that no Jade Immortal had infiltrated it. At first, the Flying Immortal Hall Master thought Lin Yuan was being coerced, but after repeated exchanges, even taking Lin Yuan out of the cave mansion area, it remained the same. He could only leave helplessly, feeling that there might be a problem with the Immortal City's big array, and that no Jade Immortal had actually infiltrated the cave mansion. But then came the second, the third. In the earlier instances, the Flying Immortal Hall Master was still very concerned about Lin Yuan's safety, but every time, no discoveries were made, and Lin Yuan remained fine without encountering any danger. As it happened more often, the Flying Immortal Hall Master felt there was something wrong. I didn't expect Master Yun Jinzi to be so deeply unassuming. The Vice Hall Master couldn't help but speak up. If it was just once or twice, it might really be a problem with the array, but after so many times, even the Vice Hall Master realized something. If the array was correct, then there truly were ill-intentioned Jade Immortals infiltrating the cave mansion. But in the end, Lin Yuan remained unharmed, and even though they didn't know exactly what happened in the middle, they could infer the process from the result and the beginning. Chapter 909. All the mysterious Jade Immortals who had infiltrated the cave mansion had, without exception, fallen to Lin Yuan's hands. After all, from the first time to now, the grand formation of Immortal City had only detected the fluctuations of someone sneaking in, without any sign of escape. So many Jade Immortals, and they all died inside Master Yun Zhenzi's cave mansion. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall contemplated for a moment. This Master Yun Zhenzi truly is unfathomable. Normally, a battle between top-ranked Jade Immortals would not only be devastating, but at the very least cause a tremendous aftermath. However, there was never any disturbance within Lin Yuan's cave mansion. All the Jade Immortals who snuck in vanished without a trace, as if they had never appeared to begin with. This sent a chill down the spine of the Flying Immortal Hall Master, who couldn't reconcile these events with the usual gentle and amiable Lin Yuan. So, what do we do now? The Vice Hall Master spoke in a low voice. What to do? The Flying Immortal Hall Master glanced over. Master Yun Zhenzi is an honored guest of Kangwu Immortal City. Although Lin Yuan had demonstrated inscrutable strength, so far, he had not taken any action that was detrimental to Kangwu Immortal City. As for those Jade Immortals who perished at Lin Yuan's hands, infiltrating the cave mansion area of Immortal City on their own volition, even if Lin Yuan didn't kill them, Kangwu Immortal City would pursue them upon discovery. Therefore, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall didn't plan to do anything, nor did he have the curiosity to investigate further. Every Jade Immortal has their own secret opportunities. Investigating a Jade Immortal's secret is tantamount to standing against them. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall had no intention of becoming Lin Yuan's enemy. Inside the cave mansion, Lin Yuan tallied the spoils of war thoroughly. Adding it all up, it's about 70 to 80 million top-grade immortal crystals. Lin Yuan nodded to himself, quite satisfied. The wealth of a normal Jade Immortal would be around 1 million top-grade immortal crystals. 70 to 80 million top-grade immortal crystals accounted for a tremendous fortune. Keep in mind that most Jade Immortals convert resources into their own strength, to be used on their physical body and soul. The excess treasures and immortal artifacts amounting to 70 to 80 million top-grade immortal crystals would definitely be considered wealthy. Lin Yuan's gaze swept over the many spoils of war again and landed on a dagger. This dagger was entirely black, its power completely concealed, to the extent that even Lin Yuan did not sense any energy fluctuations. To thoroughly eliminate the Jade Immortals who infiltrated, Lin Yuan usually suppressed them in an instant, then used the Abyss Demon's memory contamination techniques to completely erase most of their life-saving measures. To prevent these Jade Immortals from reviving elsewhere with resurrection methods, spreading everything that happened inside the mansion. Over the past 500 or 600 years, Lin Yuan had secretly killed many demons and was quite familiar with their memory contamination techniques. Even if there were Jade Immortals who could resist such memory contamination, they would be like Yun Zhenzi, using methods such as severing karma, and others, wishing to revive would take tens of thousands of years later. By that time, Lin Yuan reckoned he would have already ended this traversal and returned to the main universe. This dagger! Before killing the beast-robed figure, Lin Yuan had also browsed through his memories, aware that the dagger was acquired by the beast-robed figure, taking a great risk in killing the offspring of the Lord of North Cold Immortal City. In the memory of the beast-robed figure, the dagger was extremely sharp, able to cut through anything. That's why, after obtaining this dagger, the beast-robed figure believed his strength had increased significantly. However, during the infiltration into Lin Yuan's cave mansion, from beginning to end, the beast-robed figure didn't even have the opportunity to see Lin Yuan before dying under the immense pressure of vast space and time. There was no chance to utilize the dagger. Sharp! Lin Yuan held the dagger and lightly drew it across the skin on his left arm. Suddenly, A wound appeared, then quickly healed. Indeed sharp. Lin Yuan was slightly astonished. His current Taiyang divine spirit, although not as strong as his true body in terms of physical toughness, was still above the level of a jade immortal, given the scale of the world within his body. The vast inner world, continuously nurturing world force, provided nourishment to the body and soul that was incomparable by any natural treasure. Even so, the dagger cut through his skin and flesh with ease. A 12-tier weapon? Lin Yuan scrutinized the black dagger but was still somewhat unsure. The dagger gave Lin Yuan a feeling that it wasn't as simple as a 12-tier weapon. Even if it were a 12-tier weapon, without any power infused into it, relying solely on the weapon's sharpness, it shouldn't have been able to slice his skin so effortlessly. At Lin Yuan's level, the so-called 12th-tier weapons mainly depend on who wields them. In the hands of the strongest, a 12th-tier weapon can shatter anything. However, in the hands of an ordinary jade immortal, it's just so. Interesting. Lin Yuan dedicated a sliver of his consciousness to studying the black dagger. For with its keen edge, if utilized adeptly, it could become a significant aid to him. Time slips by. 100 years pass by in the blink of an eye. The seventh realm of the space-time rule? With furrowed brows and deep in thought, after a century of continuous comprehension and aided by various sources of immortal essence, Lin Yuan faintly felt that he was incredibly close to grasping the seventh realm of the space-time rule. He was just one step away from the threshold. Moreover, many other pillar-level fusion rules also saw a significant improvement, with each reaching the pinnacle of the seventh realm. No rush, take it slowly. Lin Yuan collected his thoughts and slowed his contemplation of the spatio-temporal fusion rule. However, in the past 100 years, Lin Yuan looked up slightly, his mind flashing with the many major events that occurred over that century. While Lin Yuan's focus was mostly on solitary cultivation and sense comprehension, in his spare time, he still paid attention to the many major events happening in the immortal realm. And in the past century, the 33 domains of the immortal realm have been turbulent to say the least. With a multitude of demons descending from the demon abyss, countless immortals have met their deaths at the hands of these fiends. The war between immortals and demons had already been raging for decades. Compared to the past battles, the cruelty of this war was beyond measure. In previous conflicts, immortal cities were impregnable fortresses that no amount of demons could breach. However, in this war, within just few decades, 3 immortal cities were breached, and innumerable immortals were devoured by demons. The ancestor of the immortal path is not intervening? Lin Yuan's eyebrows knitted slightly as he looked again towards the irregular rift in the sky. With Lin Yuan's current perception of space and time, he could clearly sense the vast fluctuations of the ancestor of the immortal path's aura. Is it because he is in closed-door cultivation? Lin Yuan speculated in his heart, inevitably puzzled. For the ancestor of the immortal path, all the immortals in the immortal realm are the foundation of the immortal cultivation system, and it shouldn't be to the point of negligence unless he really cannot extricate himself. But it has nothing to do with me. After pondering for a while, Lin Yuan summoned Yun Zhenzi and ordered, "I'm going into closed-door cultivation soon. Unless it's a matter of utmost urgency, do not disturb me." Lin Yuan had a premonition that he was just one step away from the seventh realm of the space-time rule, and thus all his attention would be on comprehending the space-time rule, utilizing the accumulated immortal essence of over 100 years continuously during this period. In order to comprehend the seventh realm of the space-time rule as soon as possible, Lin Yuan even slowed down the development and refinement of the Martial Tao first-tier chapter. As for what happened in the outside world, unless it truly affected him, he would not concern himself with it. "Yes," Yun Zhenzi responded respectfully. Kangwu Immortal City, the most central hall. All the top leaders and high-ranking officials of the Immortal City had gathered here. The atmosphere in the hall was heavy, and the top-tier Jade Immortals fell silent. "Alright, there's no need for despair. It's just a large group of demons converging towards our Kangwu Immortal City. It's not like we can't withstand them," the Immortal City's lord said slowly. "Not long ago, Kangwu Immortal City received intelligence. About 70% of the demons within the Shentian immortal domain were slowly converging towards the area where Kangwu Immortal City was located. This was not auspicious, as it was highly likely that these demons had set their sights on Kangwu Immortal City. If this were the case, the city would face an unprecedentedly bitter struggle soon. If it were any of the past wars between immortals and demons, the city's top leaders and high-ranking officials wouldn't be especially grave, but only a few decades into this war, 3 immortal cities had already fallen into the hands of demons. Could Kangwu Immortal City become the 4th to fall? Chapter 9-10. The Sky-Tilting Palm. Soon, the meeting of all the senior executives of Kangwu Immortal City hastily concluded. Although the Lord of the Immortal City expressed great confidence, believing that with the foundation of Kangwu Immortal City, it would definitely not meet the same fate as the previous 3 immortal cities. Nonetheless, many of the senior figures of the Immortal City still harbored concerns. Better safe than sorry. Inside the Flying Immortal Hall. After the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall returned, the solemnity on his face never eased. A moment passed. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall walked out from the Flying Immortal Hall and approached a grade-A cave mansion. "I wish to see Master Yun Jinzi," declared the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, stating his purpose. With numerous demonic beings converging, Kangwu Immortal City was in jeopardy of being overturned. The Hall Master decided to come and alert Lin Yuan. As one of the high-ranking executives of Kangwu Immortal City, he couldn't possibly abandon the city, but Lin Yuan was different. His ties with Kangwu Immortal City weren't as deep, and he definitely had the means to disengage himself and leave. "My master is in closed-door cultivation. If the Hall Master has any matters, you can tell me directly, and I will inform my master," Yun Jinzi spoke softly. Over the recent 200 years, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall frequently visited Lin Yuan, and knowing their good relationship, Yun Jinzi certainly did not dare to neglect. "Tell you." The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall fell silent for a while. The gathering of a large number of demonic beings towards the region of Kangwu Immortal City was a top-secret matter within the city. Should it leak out, it could very likely cause many immortals of the city to flee in advance. Even the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall only dared to remind Lin Yuan in person. To tell this servant before him and then have him relay the message to Lin Yuan? There was still the risk of it leaking out. "If the master emerges from seclusion, let me know," said the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, and then he turned and left. Now that Kangwu Immortal City had entered the highest state of alert, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall also had many tasks to attend to. Thus he decided to wait until Lin Yuan finished his seclusion before alerting him. Billions of miles away from Kangwu Immortal City, countless demonic beings converged, filled with terrifying demonic chi, and it even subtly began to transform the immortal realm towards the demon abyss. Among the multitude of demonic beings, 6 colossal figures stood prominently, their presence profound, seemingly like miniature demon abysses, with numerous demonic beings around worshipping these 6 colossal figures. Nearly all demonic beings possess very low intelligence, basically running on mere instinct. However, among the infinite demonic beings, there's a minuscule chance that an emperor of demonic beings is born. These emperors, having devoured countless demonic beings and aggregated a portion of the essence from the ancestor of the demon abyss, thereby gain sentience. In some ways, these emperors of demonic beings are akin to the incarnations of the ancestor of the demon abyss, and hence they possess the ability to command and control other demonic beings. The emperors of demonic beings born from the infinite demonic ranks have extremely terrifying strength. In past wars between immortals and demons, at most only one emperor of demonic beings would appear. But in this war between immortals and demons, the number of emperors of demonic beings surpassed those in all previous wars, which is also the reason why 3 immortal cities were successively breached in recent decades. An emperor of demonic beings, leading a large number of demonic beings, could at most rampage outside the immortal city, unable to breach it. However, 2 or 3, or even 5 emperors of demonic beings joining forces, would have a substantial chance of breaking through an immortal city. Kangwu Immortal City. Such tasty food. The emperor of demonic beings eyed the distance, exactly where Kangwu Immortal City was located. Ordinary demonic beings devouring immortals at the Transcendence Tribulation stage or the Mahayana realm was already an ultimate delicacy. But to emperors of demonic beings, even a golden immortal wasn't regarded highly. The emperors of demonic beings most desired to devour jade immortals. The stronger the jade immortals, the greater the aid to the emperors of demonic beings. However, unfortunately, jade immortals were too rare. Across the vast expanse of the 33 immortal domains, jade immortals were mostly concentrated in the immortal cities, which was why the emperors of demonic beings collaborated to breach the immortal cities. Not only could their subordinate demonic beings feast on a large number of immortals, but these emperors of demonic beings could also partake in many jade immortals. The power we have gathered now is almost enough. We can make a move towards Kangwu Immortal City. A leading emperor of demonic beings spoke out. As emperors of demonic beings, being wise, they had already begun to assess the situation. Not willing to act before they were certain they could breach Kangwu Immortal City, they would only patiently wait until the gathered force could decisively tear through Kangwu Immortal City. Good. If we breach Kangwu Immortal City this time, I want to devour at least 20 jade immortals. An emperor of demonic beings to the right spoke, emerging from devouring countless demonic beings. But devouring demonic beings and devouring immortals weren't the same at all. To the emperors of demonic beings, devouring demonic beings was merely a quantitative accumulation, such as healing injuries through consuming a large number of demonic beings. But devouring immortals? It's more like a compliment to themselves in some aspect. In their very instincts, the emperors of demonic beings knew, the more immortals they devoured, the more complete they themselves became. 20 immortals? An emperor of demonic beings to the left roared. I also want 20 jade immortals. Ordinary jade immortals are all yours, but those top jade immortals, they are mine. The leading emperor also chimed in. Top jade immortals were more beneficial to the emperors of demonic beings, but comparatively, top jade immortals were much rarer and more difficult to deal with. Years later, under the lead of the 6 emperors of demonic beings, the near-infinite demonic beings had already arrived outside Kangwu Immortal City. Evil and twisted demonic chi blanketed the air, and only at this moment did the many immortals of Kangwu Immortal City realize the dire situation they were in. Demonic beings have come to kill? What do we do? What do we do? I heard that these demonic beings have already breached 3 immortal cities. Let's go out, I want to flee. Go out? Inside the immortal city, relying on the city's protection, there is still a chance to survive, but fleeing? I'm afraid you'd be devoured by those demonic beings immediately. Inside Kangwu Immortal City, after a brief moment of panic, the many immortals somewhat calmed down. Every immortal who had cultivated to the Transcendence Tribulation stage was cunning and quick-witted. They quickly realized that hiding within the immortal city was their only chance for survival. Fellow Taoists, the demonic beings are just outside. To withstand these demonic beings, we need the power of all Taoists. The voice of the immortal city's master instantaneously appeared in the ears of all immortals. Now, all Taoists, channel all your mana and immortal power into the ground of the immortal city. The enormous Kangwu Immortal City, built over generations by jade immortals, had long become a large-scale war immortal artifact. And to activate this large-scale war immortal artifact, it relied solely on a vast number of immortals. Only in this way could the power of Kangwu Immortal City be fully unleashed. The power of the Emperor of Demonic Beings surpasses that of top-tier jade immortals, coupled with endless demonic creatures. To deal with them, one must rely on Kangwu Immortal City. Only by unleashing the power of Kangwu Immortal City, this colossal war immortal artifact, can there be hope to resist the Emperor of Demonic Beings and the infinite demonic creatures. The many immortals within the city, also realizing the dire situation, hesitated not to pour all their mana and immortal power into the ground of the immortal city. Rumbling loudly, the massive Kangwu Immortal City, as if coming to life, burst forth with terrifying radiance, spreading towards all directions. Countless demonic creatures at the edges, unable to evacuate in time, were instantly pulverized. Humph, relying on the power of the immortal city again, the same old tactic. Deep within the endless demonic creatures, 6 emperors of demonic beings watched with cold detachment. Their combined strength was such that they could confront Kangwu Immortal City head-on and even suppress it. But to ensure their safety, they still sent out a large number of demonic creatures to approach Kangwu Immortal City actively. Millions, tens of millions, and hundreds of millions of demonic creatures died under the envelopment of the celestial radiance, also depleting a considerable part of Kangwu Immortal City's foundation. Where is the Emperor of Demonic Beings? Within the city, the Lord and other top brass were slightly anxious. With so many demonic creatures gathering outside the city, there must be an Emperor of Demonic Beings covertly commanding them. The ultimate strike of the Immortal City was also reserved for that Emperor of Demonic Beings. Only by killing or severely wounding the Emperor of Demonic Beings is there hope for victory. Otherwise, the Emperor will continually summon an endless stream of demonic creatures to attack the city. Time passed by. The endless stream of demonic creatures did not diminish at all. The Lord of the Immortal City and other top brass began to despair. At that moment, a hazy black demonic chi quietly spread closer. 6 towering figures suddenly appeared in front of Kangwu Immortal City, raising their right hands and pressing down. Not good. The faces of the Lord of the Immortal City and other top brass drastically changed. 6 emperors of demonic beings. There are actually 6 emperors of demonic beings. The Lord of the Immortal City felt parts of the city's structure collapsing. The 6 emperors of demonic beings had been hiding in the shadows, using endless demonic creatures to deplete most of the city's power before appearing silently to deliver a fatal blow. It's over. Despair surged within the heart of the Lord of the Immortal City. He even felt that if it weren't for trying to take Kangwu Immortal City without damage, the 6 emperors of demonic beings might not have given their all. Otherwise, Kangwu Immortal City would have been breached long ago. Demonic creatures have entered the city already. The Lord of the Immortal City looked downward, vaguely seeing countless demonic chi seeping into the city walls. The demonic creatures have broken in. Run. Run? Where can we run to? Outside are demonic creatures. Now they have come inside. Where can we run to? Since we can't escape, let's fight the demonic creatures. Inside the Immortal City, it was utter chaos. Many immortals were panicked or resolute, and some fled deeper into the city. Cave Mansion area. Yun Zhenzi, through the grand formation of the Cave Mansion, observed the entire situation of the Immortal City. Is the Immortal City about to fall? Yun Zhenzi's face turned pale as he looked towards the exterior of the city, where the 6 towering emperors of demonic beings and the endless stream of incoming demonic creatures were. Master! Quickly inform the Master. Before the appearance of the 6 emperors of demonic beings, Kangwu Immortal City was on the upper hand against the invasion of the endless demonic creatures, slaying as many as approached. Until the 6 emperors took action, the situation reversed instantly, making Yun Zhenzi realize something terrible was about to happen. Cultivation area. Lin Yuan's brows furrowed deeply. Is the Immortal City about to be breached? Upon receiving Yun Zhenzi's notification, Lin Yuan opened his eyes. He felt he was just a whisper away from the space-time 7th realm. A few more years of secluded cultivation, maybe even just a few months, would allow him to step into a whole new level of the space-time domain. Has the situation gotten this dire? Lin Yuan stood up, walked out of the cultivation area, and joined Yun Zhenzi. Through the grand formation of the Cave Mansion, he looked towards the entire situation of the Immortal City. Master, what should we do now? There are 6 emperors of demonic beings outside. Yun Zhenzi's voice trembled slightly. Having experienced more than one battle between immortals and demons, he knew how terrifying the emperors of demonic beings were. They were the terrifying beings that surpassed the top-tier Jade Immortals. What to do? Lin Yuan was not in a good mood, glanced at Yun Zhenzi with his pallid face, stretched out his arm, and casually reached towards the sky. In an instant, all the infinite demonic creatures vanished without a trace, as if wiped from existence. Outside Kangwu Immortal City, the sky cleared and all was silent. Yun Zhenzi's mouth fell open, because at that moment, he clearly saw Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today.